Hey everybody, good evening. It is Sunday night and Brian and I are here for What's for Dinner at Dudash Farms. And tonight we really, full disclosure, we don't have much of a recipe, do we, Mr. Dudash?
Nope.
We really don't, but
we have a good dinner.
we have a good dinner planned. So we are going to prepare ribs tonight. We're going to prepare both beef ribs and pork ribs. Hello, Mary Fulton and Rodney Pearson. Rodney, we're going to have ribs, so you might as well load up and come on over and help us eat them. Tonight we're using the smoker.
A new one.
And a new one, yes. Brian got a new smoker for his birthday slash Father's Day, so we've tried it out. Slash Christmas. He actually his bit the dust, so we got him a new one. And hi Vicky, good to see you. And Angela Johnson. Angela, it was so good to see you and Bobby last night. Y'all, we went to East Tennessee Billiards. It's on 66 in Sevierville, brand new restaurant. They've been opened a week. Our good friends Brad and Natasha Hilton have opened that restaurant, and if you get an opportunity to go, you need to go. It's a great time. It's a family friendly restaurant and pool hall, so they do some competitive pool playing. You can tell I know a whole lot about it, but they compete, and so they have tournaments there. So y'all go out and support Brad and Natasha. Like I said, it's called East Tennessee Billiards. It's located on 66 in Sevierville. It's the building as you're going into Sevierville that looks like it's got a lighthouse on it. That's where they are. You need to try them out. Like I said, very family friendly. You'll love it. And we've got Kate Dudash watching. Hey Kate, Thomas Cash, Rod McMahon. Hi, gosh, it's been years since I've seen you. Thanks for watching. So tonight, gang, we are preparing ribs. We're going to be showing you how we prepare our beef ribs and also our pork ribs. So tonight we've got our beef short ribs. We've got a full rack of ribs, a full rack of beef ribs for you to see that, and then also our pork spare ribs. So.
Yeah.
Right? And so, Brian, why don't you tell us a little bit about the brine that you prepare to put that in?
For the beef ribs.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of our personal preference. We've done it with brisket, tri-tip, and now we've tried it with the beef ribs.
Yeah.
Where we like to basically put it in a Tupperware container of water, and it's equal amounts of salt. It's kind of just really to taste. Salt, sugar, onion powder, garlic powder, and pepper.
Yeah.
And pepper. So we did it just 24 hours. I would probably say you probably might want to do it for like 48 hours.
Yeah. And tell us why. Why do they need to, or why should they consider using a brine?
I mean, it does give a little bit of a different taste, so that seasoning kind of penetrates into the meat, and it does seem to hold the moisture into the meat also.
Yeah, so that's what we've done.
Yeah. And we don't do it with the pork. The
pork ribs are amazing.
They fall apart. The beef is a little tougher, so the brine helps with that.
Yeah. Hi, Michelle Dillon. She's saying hi, so wave to Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
All right, so while Brian is getting those out of the smoker, because we like he said, I'm fixing my hair there, excuse me. Well, after we let them sit in the brine for 24 hours, he put them on the smoker. I guess the beef ribs have been on now for 4.5 hours, right, Brian?
Yeah.
They've been on for 4.5, and then the pork ribs have been on for 3. So, and our pork ribs are, I'll show you, but ours are a little bit smaller than some, just because our pigs are young and tender when we take them to the butcher. We do not, we're not butchering old, big fat old sows, right? So they are young and tender. But I tell you what, we had some of our ribs, both sets, we had some of our ribs, and they are just wonderful. I personally prefer the pork ribs over the beef ribs. It literally just falls off the bone. So let's see what they look like now that Brian has them out of the smoker.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So these are pork spare ribs.
Yep.
And these are short ribs here. It's basically just the beef rib that's just cut into smaller pieces.
Yep.
Then
That looks really
this is the beef
good.
rib, and this is a small one. I mean, we have whole ones that are much larger.
That's right.
But
So
this is
for
more
us,
than
I mean,
enough.
it's just the two
Exactly.
of us, so we don't need a whole lot more than that. So yeah, and we're gonna have just a good old barbecue, aren't
That's
we?
right.
So let's go inside.
Indoor barbecue.
Since it's raining, and
Yeah.
we are loving the rain. So
Exactly.
we are very, very thankful that we've got some rain going on here. But we're gonna go in the house because Brian is gonna show us how we make salsa. So, we are all about, as much as we can, making sure that we are eating with the seasons. And right now, there's so many great vegetables that are in season. So we're going to make some salsa. We're going to have ribs and we're going to have chips and salsa. And all of these ingredients, you will see, they come from our garden. So, well, if not from our garden, one of the Dudash Farmers Market farmers' garden. Right, Brian?
Nope.
So let's see what we got going on here.
So this is just fresh salsa, so we're not
Yeah.
canning it. So the ingredients can kind of be really however you want it.
Yeah.
If you're canning, you want to have a certain amount of salt and a certain amount of vinegar in there. This doesn't matter. So
That's right.
what kind of inspired this is we had about a bucket of tomatoes sitting in our kitchen. It's like, well, let's make a little bit of salsa. So really easy. So this is a food processor, and we chopped up just sliced up about 8 tomatoes. A half an onion, a bell pepper, a little bit of cilantro, and just a clove of garlic. Then we'll add 1/3 of a cup of white vinegar, 1/3 of a cup of lime juice, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And while you turn around, I'm going to put a few jalapeno peppers in here.
All right, you can put a few jalapeno peppers in there. I will let you do that. So, there are lots of, Brian's making a mess, but that's part of it too. There are lots of different ways to prepare these ribs that we were talking about earlier. So, don't think that that's the only way to do it. Some people just simply put it on the barbecue and let it cook very slowly on the barbecue, salt, pepper, garlic, whatever you want. I mean, again, we talk about recipes as really just being like the blueprint, right, or the starting point, and then you can basically add whatever you want from that point forward. So we just wanted to show you what we do have available, and like Brian said, the brine that we use, he's about to turn this food processor on, so I'm going to move out. Yeah, I'm going to step outside. So let me take my notes with me. That'd be good. So the brine that we put the ribs in, it was basically water with equal parts salt, sugar, and then we had some garlic powder, onion powder, and pepper. So that's what we did. And we've done that same brine we do with the tri-tip, and we do it with brisket, and so yeah, it's really good, and they smell delicious. What else did we want to talk about while the food processor is going? It's a little loud in there at the moment. But so if you're just joining us, we're also making some salsa because we're going to have chips and salsa this evening. So we'll put in our newsletter what we put in our salsa. But what we're really trying to do is just use the vegetables that we have available to us, because personally I think that's the way God intended it. I think He intended us to eat from what we have in our area. And so our salsa has some fresh tomatoes from the garden. It has garlic, cilantro. We have onion in there, and Brian said that while I'm gone, he's going to sneak in some jalapeno peppers. So, I'm a little wimp when it comes to spicy stuff. So I can take a little, but not a whole lot. So how did it turn out, Brian?
Good.
So he's put all of
I'm
this.
not sure why it looks so white. It might be the air from the food processor.
Yeah.
This was a little bit we made earlier. It was pretty good.
It was good.
So.
All right. Looks yummy. You going to give it a taste test and tell
Yes.
them what you think?
Of course.
Yum. So you want to plate that up for them and show them what it looks like, and then we'll also show them what we're having for dessert.
Yeah.
So I did put on Facebook and Instagram, I don't know if you saw it, what we were having for dessert this evening. I made a Blackberry Cobbler. We have some blackberry bushes in the back of the house, and so just gorgeous, big, plump, juicy blackberries. So I made, this is a simple recipe, and you guys, you can do this Like, it's so easy, and you can tell we've been into it just a little bit there. But with this Blackberry Cobbler, and I know Sharon Britt, I saw that you made a Blackberry Cobbler yesterday, so yeah. So I think maybe you inspired me to go ahead and do this. And Vicky says, looks yummy. I love salsa. I do too, Vicky. So anyway, with this cobbler, the one thing you didn't see on that is we need some ice cream, right? But basically all that's in that is 2 cups of blackberries, a cup of sugar, a cup of flour, a cup of milk, and a half a stick of butter, and a cup and a fourth of sugar. Yeah, well, actually the fourth of the sugar goes on after you mix all the ingredients together. So it's real simple. Mix your flour and your cup of sugar, cup of flour, milk, and half a stick of butter together. Butter is melted. Pour that in a 9 by 13 pan. Put your 2 cups of blackberries over that, and then sprinkle on another fourth of a cup of sugar, and put in the oven at 350 for an hour. That is it. That was all. Flour, self-rising flour. But other than that, that is it. It's super simple. And I mean, we have a quick dinner, our indoor picnic since it's raining. Love Blackberry Cobbler. And Mary Jane Russell, you need to come over and have some cobbler. That's what needs to happen. So we've got some. You just come and get it. And she said that doesn't come out right. Well, you just need to come on over and have some. That's what you need to do. Hi, Raymond Raper. I'm glad you're watching. All right. So Brian is plating this up. He's doing a really good job. He's gonna put a little. I think he's gonna put a little salsa on the plate there with the.
Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of watery. We'll keep it separate.
Okay, well, let's see. I'm going to turn this around so you guys can see what's going on.
Yeah, so this is just the beef rib that we're just cutting here.
Yeah.
Pretty tender from the smoker.
You have to taste it and tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks yummy. Yum. All right.
So yeah, it's interesting where when this piece started, it was probably about that thick, and the meat actually contracts, so you see the bone.
But the bone more, yeah.
Yeah, the bone
is really
sticks
cool,
out,
isn't it?
and
Yeah.
then the meat gets thicker.
That's interesting. So it almost draws up.
Yep.
Oh, we have a trivia question. Remember?
Yeah.
So
we
you're
should
gonna
give away
ask
some
it?
beef ribs.
We should get. Hey, do you hear this?
Uncooked.
Uncooked, yeah. That's true. All right, so we have a trivia question. You're on
And you're
camera.
not going to find it on
You're not going to be
Wikipedia.
able to Google it, or Wikipedia. Sharon Britt says, same recipe on the cobbler. Now you've got me wanting salsa. There you go. Well, Sharon, it's super easy. Was ribs cooked with barbecue sauce on it? Nope.
Nope.
None. We put it in the brine, Vicky, and basically he put it in the smoker from there. Now, at this point, if you want barbecue sauce on them, you could put barbecue sauce on them. But
I don't personally, I don't recommend putting the barbecue sauce on ahead of time because that sugar in there, it can caramelize and almost burn. So
Yeah.
I think you're better off putting it on at the end.
Yeah, so there you go. Maybe in the last few minutes even.
Yeah.
What do you think? I don't know. So that's really a personal preference. You may enjoy the caramelization of your barbecue sauce on your ribs.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, it's not going to really burn in a smoker, but if
Yeah.
you do it on the grill,
Yeah,
that's where
that's
you're
true.
going to
Very
burn
good
it.
point.
Yeah.
So tell them what our trivia question is for tonight.
Wow. Okay, a little bit different one, right?
Yeah.
So for this year, which is 2021, how many animals will Dudash Farms process for the entire year?
Yeah. Can you guess? The person who guesses the closest is going to get some short ribs.
Yep.
So
that's beef, pork, and we're even going to do some lamb at the end of the year here.
that's
so
right.
for the whole
so did
year,
you hear
how
that?
many?
That's a preview. We're going to have lamb, y'all.
So how many? What's the head count you think that we'll have processed in 2021?
So what do you?
So we
think?
already have dates. So what's being so crazy?
That's right.
We've had to go ahead and schedule dates.
That's
so
right.
we can't just change it on the go.
So let's see if anybody guesses. So the question is, how many? Vicki Anders says 1,053. Michelle Dillon says 300.
We're not that big.
We're not that big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see who else. I will tell you that Michelle is closer than Vicki. Vicki, we don't even have. Sharon Manning says 605.
Wow, you guys think we're a big operation.
Carolyn Norris is watching. Hi, Carolyn.
So to give you a hint, we sell about 500 to 550 pounds of meat a week.
Becky Bird says 351. Rodney, do you have a guess? Thomas Cash, 175. Closer. Thomas, you're getting closer. Sharon Britt, 150. Nancy Kite, 225. Christina Epperson, 97.
And she didn't know, but man, she's close.
176, 247, 21. Okay, Sharon, you're a little now on the other end. 200. All right, we'll give a couple more. And by the way, hello, Christina Epperson.
Yes, hello,
We're
daughter.
Glad you're watching.
We love you.
We do love you. Let's see. Then everyone just needs to buy more. There you go, Michelle. Everyone needs to buy more so we can do more. Becky Bird, 124. Vicky, 134. What do you think?
Ooh, it's a tie.
Sharon Manning. Sharon?
Yeah.
All right. Sharon Manning, you guessed 100. That's it. It's not it. It's really close.
Yeah, it was. I think 97 is what we wrote down.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and wow, great minds think alike here. Yeah, you and your daughter, Carolyn Clark. Hi, Carolyn Clark. We're actually, Carolyn. Just since you're joining us, we just did our trivia question, and the question was how many animals we will process in 2021 based on the dates that we have and just projecting out. So the answer is 97. So wow, I honestly thought you guys might guess fewer than instead of much more than. So that was interesting.
So maybe we educated a few.
Yeah,
and Christina, please tell Maddie that we said hello and we miss her.
That's right. Maddie is our grand dog, and we have 2 other grand dogs, but Maddie's
special.
She's special.
Special ed.
All right. Special ed. No, she's not. All right. So here we go. Look at these. Again, y'all, all we did today was something super simple. We basically smoked some of our short ribs and our pork spare ribs.
Yep.
And we've Brian made some salsa, and we're going to have some chips. We're going to have a beer. And then for dessert, we're having cobbler.
Yep.
So
sounds like a good summertime meal.
It does, doesn't it? Carolyn says that looks amazing. Carolyn, you're going to have to come to Tennessee, and you're going to have to come over and have dinner with us. Yeah. You and Sam. We want to see Sam too. All right, y'all, that was it. I mean, we're like 15 minutes and done.
That's fine.
So, yeah, that's fine. But Carolyn says, I'll be right over. There you go. All right, y'all. We are going to eat these ribs before they get cold.
Yep.
And, so, Brian, let's tell them good night.
Let's eat.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.